All right. We get it. We're all here. The squad is on deck. Let me give y'all some hand claps. We made it happen today.
We still got another 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's like a 3-minute intro.
We still got
I can feel myself. I can feel myself aging watching that. Like, golly, like, am I the only person? First of all, I don't watch it live. I watch it on streaming, and I skip that intro so fast.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's cool. Yeah. I'm not beefing. I mean, I like the intro. I like that they kept it similar to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, this one a little cornier. I like the original one, but
I mean,
but I guess we had X amount of seasons to get familiar with the landscape of the intro, and then it was like, oh, that's where that landed.
I'm the guy that watches the intro one time. After I watch it the first time, I skip it every other time.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, just to make sure I don't miss nothing in the intro. I watch it one time.
Come on, guys, you gotta give me your intros.
Yeah, it's your boy JS1 Supplier. We back in the building, the Black Nerds Podcast and Review. And then I got my man, hold on. I got this guy right here. Go ahead. Tell him who you are. Yay.
King Fame, House of Baltimore, the second of his name, King of the Circus, and Middle River, and White Marsh, Lord of the Dundalk Holes, and Warrior of Earth.
Yo. Let me tell you, he's probably been practicing that for 3 hours. Like, yo, when I get in here, I'm gonna kill him with the intro.
I'm hip. I'm hip. I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared. Can we start over? I'm not prepared.
Yo, for real. Yo, hold on. Where's that joint? That was the nerdiest moment I've ever seen, yo. He went all the way forward too.
Yeah.
Talk about commitment.
That's why he was so excited to do it in the intro.
Yeah. Missing these intros. These are golden opportunities.
Yeah, that wasn't you nailed it right on the head, sir.
There you go. Congratulations, sir. All right, Pell, go ahead and get your intro out there, player.
Second of his name, all that good stuff. But it's your boy DJ Pill. I'm here. I'm in the building. I'm not gonna give you that crazy intro because I wasn't prepared. I should have wrote something down. Fame should have told everybody that's what he was doing because then we would have been prepared. And you didn't know. You just Lord of the Dundalk Flies and yeah, we're here, man. Black Nerds Podcast and Review. Let's go.
So, like, ever since the finale of House of the Dragon, which I did not know that was the name of the show. I thought it was House of Dragons. I didn't know it was House of the Dragon. So shout out to them and their sentence for a name. We definitely went in the group chat talking mad, like, yo, this is crazy. I know me and Pill the last 3-4 episodes was just going back and forth with just how crazy this season was. What a way to come to end summer and give us the first part of the fall by giving us a great show. I want to say off top, I feel like it needed more episodes. I'm just going to say that. Not because anything was bad, but I was really enjoying the season and where they ended it, perfect ending. I'm not going to really beef, but at the same time, I wanted to see more. What's y'all opinions?
I'm beefing about the ending. I'm beefing because it was like, oh shit, this got real, and this is where we're gonna end it. What? Why?
It was a good prelude. I like what they was doing here. If it didn't end how it didn't end, I would agree with you, Jay. But the story went smooth and perfect, exactly how I went. They knew what they was doing to set up season 2, and long as they don't make us wait 2 years, I'm with it. It's cool.
I hate to tell you this. George R.R. Martin just went and did an interview and said, yo, It's going to take a long time for us to shoot everything, and it's looking like it's going to be 2 years. I'm not even playing. I'm being dead serious. He was like, yeah, the next season ain't coming out in 2023. It's going to be 2024 before it comes out. I'm like, yo, who told y'all to not shoot? Why wasn't y'all shooting all through this summer? Like, y'all should have just kept shooting. Why did you stop shooting? Just keep shooting. Like, this show is not going to be good. Like, I mean, not saying that it could have sucked, but we were still going to watch it. Come on, let's be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And for the record, Fame was not trying to watch this show. He was hating. He was hating for like the first 6 episodes. Yo, bro, I ain't going to watch it.
I'm like, it's a hype. I ain't totally still hype. But we here now. I enjoy it.
You hating. So, in the recap, all right. So season 1, episode 1, it drops. You're seeing, pretty much. I would say they set the tone for what the season was going to be about. However, I don't really feel like there was any way to properly get you prepared for everything that happens. And I'm not saying that everything happened in a good way. I'm saying there's the time lapses are crazy. You know, some of the relationship developments are kind of crazy, even though some of it you could see it happening. But I felt like the season 1, episode 1 really did its job separating itself from the original. There's not 15 stories being told at the same time. You're really only dealing with 3 houses that you're focused on, and none of the 3 houses are really the focus. It's really the main characters, you know, the king, his daughter, and their little circle that's around them. The death of the wife was a little gruesome, season 1, episode 1. But I mean, once again, like I tell people this all the time: don't come into the Game of Thrones world expecting stuff to be pretty and you know that's not like it's real rugged and raw and sheesh, like, you know what I mean. What were y'all impressions of the first episode, like when you tapped into the first one? Because I know Fame is gonna be opposite of me because he wasn't feeling it. So Fame, why don't you go first on why you wasn't feeling it, and then I'll let Pill jump in.
I got episode 1 was that saw Pay welcome back to Game of Thrones. Everything that Game of Thrones was, episode 1 was. It didn't give me nothing new except, like you said, it condensed the characters, so you seen more of the story and where they was about to take you, but you had no clue where you was going. But for every returning Game of Thrones fans, you couldn't be. It's nothing. They ain't leave no stone unturned for episode 1. You know exactly what you was going to get. So when I got done with episode 1, I was like, all right, yeah, I'll come back at the end when every episode ends. If they not going to give me nothing I don't already know. I just felt like they wasn't about to do anything new, and they didn't. And that's why. They didn't, but we can talk about it.
All right. Pill, go ahead.
So, as a fan of Game of Thrones, Fame hit it right on the head. I knew what to expect. I knew what I was going to get. I knew I was going to get the raw, the gruesome. One thing I did know for sure is that the one thing I 100% like the like you said, the death of the queen, that shit was fucked up all in itself, and then only to find out that both saving the child didn't matter, killing her didn't matter because her and the child died, and at the end of the day. So I mean, I feel like it was episode 1 was like, okay, good introduction to what we looking at, good introduction on telling us who the people are, as far as it's just getting into episode 2. It's like, fuck, who are these people now? You know what I mean? But episode 1 did his job.
All right. I'm gonna agree and disagree all at the same time. I definitely feel like there was a lot going on episode 1. First of all, to have let me start getting people's names right, because that's one thing I wanted to make sure I did. Daemon Targaryen, which is the brother of Viserys Targaryen. Viserys, and then we're gonna mess up names today. Series Targaryen is the king. His brother is Daemon Targaryen. Daemon Targaryen having too, what's the word for it? He's too familiar with his niece. You know what I mean? When they're having early interaction, which sets up for this kind of like, oh, all right, I see where this is going. Like, you know, this is Game of Thrones territory. So if we gonna get nasty, we gonna get all the way nasty. I think everybody kind of.
Was that episode 1?
Oh yeah, that was definitely episode 1.
Damn.
That was definitely episode 1. So you see that kind of hint, you know, kind of familiarity of just kind of like, you know, respect, admiration, and then, you know, that little subtle hint of attraction. And then we move on to the death of the queen, which was necessary for the setup of what makes the friction of the whole entire show. You know what I'm saying? The hand being way more crafty. Like, I love how, because if you remember the first Game of Thrones, the hand was pretty much kind of like a goofy title because little short dude just didn't respect it at all. But to see how much the hand it can be a power player if you have this thoughtful, meticulous person there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The hand on Game of Thrones. What's my man name? What's my man name? It's slipping like in my mind.
You talking about the father that ends up taking over to keep the grandson from doing nothing stupid after they boot up the little Mitch nigga?
Was real, like all through every hand throughout history in Game of Thrones has always been setting itself up. Even the second hand, they've always been setting themselves up to make a bigger move.
Well, it seems like the hand has always been like the smart one. You mean the one that's always been like the chess player? It's like, all right, well, we got to move this to move here. You know what I mean? To me, the hand has always been the chess player. It's it's always been up to the king to say, all right, well, you're right. We need to move this. Oh, no, fuck that. I disagree. We're not doing that. But it's always been the hand that's been the chess player. It's always been the smart one out there.
I mean, because the reality of it is that people don't choose the smartest person in the room to be their leader. People choose their leaders based off of ancillary, idiotic, you know, purposes. So, you know what I mean? Or somebody's just good at fighting, or somebody's good at just leading, and leading doesn't always necessarily mean you're making the smartest moves. So like a great leader is just going to surround himself with smart people. So, you know, having a king with a good hand or a smart, you know, number 2 person is essential, man. Like just like if you look at the presidents of the United States, you know, you got his right hand man. I mean, that's just the name of the game, bro. If you don't have a good guy, you know, running your office, baby, you got problems. So anyway, back to the focus of this season. I feel like second episode, it was pretty cool. Third episode, that's when things start heating up.
His name.
You got what? His name? Go ahead.
A second of his name, third episode. Yeah.
Right. Let's see. So I'm thinking the Daemon Targaryen starts nuzzling up to Princess Rhaena. They get to hanging out a little bit, but at the same time, the step hills or whatever where the Crab King was down there and that beef was going on. They start rolling out how that's a thing. And I'm trying not to give away crazy amounts of details, but what I can tell you is when you start seeing the split in the storyline where you start seeing two major storylines come to fruition, you know, the struggle that Rhaena is going to have trying to get to the throne, and then at the same time, Daemon Targaryen just really kind of like, I feel like there's always been some beef between Daemon Targaryen and the white-haired black people. Who are those?
They are
Valerian.
Valerian. Yep.
Valerian. Yeah. Valerian. They my favorite. Set out the whole gang.
They would be your favorite.
Of course. My man run those seas. He run those seas. They real pirates down there. That's what I like in Driftmark.
So, like, yeah, when you start seeing that happen, you know, the Driftmark is fighting the war, you know, against the Crab King. They're beefing heavy, and they're like, look, bro. Now, the crazy part is you would think the king would jump right in. Hey, these are my biggest supporters. They are also my biggest army. They're the biggest chunk of my army. They're the Navy, and they're importing and exporting all the goods to feed all of my people. But of course, we're in Game of Thrones. Why would the king have common sense and do things the smart way? You know what I mean? They getting into petty beefs because his cousin could have been. You'd be like, man, y'all need to shut this shit up. Like they should have gave support to them from the beginning, and then they put that huge opening for Daemon Targaryen to come in and do what he did. I mean, what do y'all feel about that?
Well, look. So the difference between this king, the king, the series that we had, and any other king that we've ever seen, is he wasn't your typical king. He was more on the softer side. You know what I mean? So he wasn't all about fuck it, let's kill him, let's do this, because they showed you that. They showed you that in I forgot which episode it was. They showed you that in The Hunt when they had the big ass deer that they were trying to get him to kill. He wasn't with that shit. He didn't want to do that shit. Like he wasn't with that shit. And everybody's like, what you doing? You need to be killing this deer. This is why you're here. And he's like, nah, I'm really not with that shit. So he showed you from the start. He showed you from the start that he was soft. Like I mean, he wasn't with all the conflict. He not with the conflict. He not with you know what I'm saying, going to war and all that shit. So that's I think that was the biggest difference. And going into it, nobody liked him because of that. Nobody liked him because he was soft. So, but as we get deeper into it, it's like, all right, well, he's not that bad. He's actually he's a cool guy. But I think that was the difference. That's the huge.
He was a good king, but he was, as you just pointed out, he was a really soft king. Like he let way too. He wouldn't cut into nothing. Even when he got the good advice, he still ain't want to take the advice if it meant somebody else is gonna get hurt, if somebody's gonna get shot or cut out the deal. He was super family oriented, but none of it mattered because he didn't have a backbone for his family. He was not going to go out of his way to cause the people of the kingdom as a whole any beef because of his family, but at the same time, he wasn't going to let his family kill each other. That was the one thing he was going to stand up for. But he still, if what's her name? What's the princess name that turned to queen?
Hold on. I got all they place. Her name is Alicent Hightower.
Alicent Hightower. I just remember the Hightower. So if Alicent would have actually cut and killed Rhaenyra, I still don't think he would have did anything to Alicent.
You bugging?
Yeah, you bugging.
Nah, he loved the hell out of his daughter, bro.
Yeah,
he loved the hell out of his daughter, bro. He'd cut something for that. That was multiple times. There's multiple times, and the only reason why I can tell you that is that were multiple times where people were trying to push Shorty aside, and he stood up and was like, "Hey, I don't give a fuck what y'all say." Even when he had a son, and they was just like, "Bro, this your son." Like, bro, nah, he need to be that. Like, she don't need to do, and he was just like, nah, bump that. No matter how much the kingdom was kind of like against him on it, he still stood up, bro. So I don't really feel like they were gonna let anything happen to Shorty.
You think if something would have happened to Rhaenyra, he would have flipped, and it would have been nothing about family anymore, and everything would have went to war?
Nah. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that he would have killed the queen, and then that would have been that, and then he would have found another chick, got married, and knocked her up and had some more kids. I mean, what he did with his wife? When his wife died, what'd he do? He went and found another chick, got her pregnant. Like, what's the?
Yeah, and there was a lot of kids.
Yo, that is, oh my god, this show is confusing as hell, bro.
A lot of fucking kids.
It's the Targaryens. I think the Targaryens make Game of Thrones confusing as a whole. I think it's always been them and all their damn kids.
I guess I can see that.
They are the bastards. They create the bastards of the world easily. Everybody else, I ain't gonna say they keep it in the family as much, but nobody like the Targaryens go outside when they're not happy. They go out. Look at Rhaenyra. Babies. Still want more babies by her own family though.
Yeah, Rhaenyra had two from one random dude a night, and then got pregnant by Damien 3 different times. It was bad. Like she had kids, all type of kids.
Yeah, I thought she was
And
gonna have one by like Sir Christian Cole. I really thought she was gonna have a kid.
yeah, no,
How you know that didn't happen? I mean, I
That's
don't know.
true.
That might have happened
That's
a lot
true.
of tea drinking.
because they never said who the real father was of the first two. We just knew it wasn't the gay guy she was married to.
Facts.
Nah, it was the whatchamacallit that got killed. That got swept away. Sir,
Yeah, it was the night. It was one of the nights, but um,
it was the night that started the rift inside the court with Cole.
yeah, yep. Well,
Yeah.
Nah,
well,
he got
well,
killed.
well,
Yeah,
Christian,
he got killed, but that was the kid's father.
yeah, Christian Cole's, he started that rift. You know what I mean?
Give me one. Let me get his name.
Yeah, he started that rift between him and the Knight, and it was try to tell everybody, the only reason you would be getting this upset is because either you're related or they're your children type shit. So then they started beefing. But
Anyway,
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. So because now I'm confused. Because like Sir Christian Cole was the guy that was sleeping with Rhaenyra first. That was the one she lost her virginity to. And
Correct.
then when she was marrying the other guy, she got mad. He got mad because the one dude came up on him and was like, "Yeah, bro, it's all good. We all gonna be busting it up." Like, and then he killed him. I don't think Sir Christian Cole got killed. I feel like they just sent them off.
No.
Oh no, he didn't get killed, Sir. Harwin.
Oh yeah. He ended up being with the queen. I forgot. He ended up starting to work for the queen. Right, because he went and told the queen, and he dry snitched on that, and I thought that was whack. I was like, yo, why did you go dry snitch like that? Yo, we had intimate sex, and then he was like, I'm scared, I'm about to die. Like, yo, be a man, bro. Come on, dog. Hold your.
Man.
Yo, he ain't want to be no side piece. Like, how did you not know you was gonna be a side piece?
Well, he went to her and was like, "Look, you know what I mean? Drop everything and come with me." You know what I mean? And Rhaenyra wasn't for that. She was just like, "Nah, I got too much going for me. I'm getting ready to be the queen. This is that and the third. So that nah." And just
the pause with dramatic effect. She said, "No,
No.
no, that's not everything. You run away with you, bro."
yeah, right. And,
She said, I'm about to have everything.
You can still continue to sleep together,
yeah, yep,
and you'll love it.
yep.
My man was like,
Nah, he wasn't for that.
"Go stomp down them damn steps on
He
that
stepped
boat."
down. Nah,
That was probably the funniest scene in the whole season, bro. I was like, yo.
Yeah,
Yo, stop.
he wasn't for that shit at all. He was just like, nah, like I'm not with being a side dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But yeah, that was the dude that she lost her virginity to after they left, after her and Damien left
The crazy encounter.
Yeah, right.
I had to fast forward to that. I was like, I'm not watching him bust that. No, I'm not.
But he didn't. Not in that scene. He didn't. Yeah, I watched it all. I was like, oh, all right, yeah.
It was close.
It was crazy. I was like, oh, they about to really do this. I was like, oh, it's crazy. So
close.
Anyway, I feel like that was smart.
Everybody went to Google that girl age. Everybody was like, oh hell no.
She was, regardless, she was too young. She was definitely too young. But all right. So moving on, I have a debatable point to make. I feel like the Crab King Daemon Targaryen face off, best battle scene in Game of Thrones history, bro. Best battle scene in the game. And if you really think about it, there was some dope fight scenes in Game of Thrones, but yo, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy. Him taking a boat, getting up off the boat, you know what I mean, and just going. Yo, that was crazy. I thought like they really did that.
I don't know. You said best fight scene in Game of Thrones
Not
history.
the best fight scene in Game of Thrones
That's
history.
tough.
I know, but it's definitely, yeah. I just gotta go back.
You can't tell me a better Game of Thrones fight scene.
You crazy. Battle of the Bastards was fucking crazy.
Which one was the Battle of the Bastards?
Battle of the Bastards was Jon Snow, and they in the what they was on Jon Snow and the other kid fuck was it? They was in the middle of the field, and the two houses started beefing, and I forgot the dude's name. The dude that just wanted to control everything. The dude that was in control of the Greyjoy kid. He cut the Greyjoy's dick off, and he was treating him like he was his pet or whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't stand watching those episodes.
When them two fought in the field, Battle of the Bastards. I had to been one of them.
I gotta go back and check that out. I just feel like the way it was choreographed with the dragons.
Yeah.
With the dragons, the guy coming in solo at first and then bringing in the army behind him, bro. That was epic. That was cinematic movie. Like, yo, that's how you do it, bro. And I'm talking about Daemon Targaryen was just on some like he didn't plan that. He was just, I'm pissed. I'm out of here. I ain't taking no bullshit from none of y'all. Let me go handle this nigga. And then they go and then everybody else try to play catch up behind him. Like, oh, that was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
One thing we know about Daemon Targaryen is that he was with the shit. He just always with the shit. Like, he just didn't care. Like, I'm with whatever, with anybody. Like, anybody can get this
Facts.
shit. Like I don't give a fuck who you are. My brother, father, sister, mother. I'm with the shit.
The way he
get over Jon Snow, he would easily become my favorite character if it wasn't for the damn niece. If it wasn't for him wanting his niece, that would be my favorite character. But it's not about that. Nah.
The crazy part is I ain't like Damien until later in the season. I hated Damien from the start of the season. It was like, this asshole. Who the fuck is this asshole?
You like him as a grown man.
Yeah.
Jay, I think you're right. It's that solo of Damien coming in and fighting that really make that. That's going to always make that as one of those standalone Game of Thrones wars that start the way he got pissed, and then everything else was just, yo, nah, I don't need y'all damn help. I got this.
I got this.
Did like a damn superhero, and then they came in with it unfolded. So Battle of the Bastards lit Phil because of, the chaos that's all the way around it. Plus, what's her name? Who was fighting in Battle of the Bastards? Well, the girl, princess turned queen. But my brain is not here. I want to talk about.
Oh, bro, you talking about Game of Thrones? Oh, bro, I can't remember none of that shit. I need to go back and watch the whole entire joint over again. But that's definitely it. But I can't do that right now. All right, let's start. While you thinking about it, let me move on to the next thing. All right, so we get past the battle, the Crab King versus Daemon Targaryen. Yo, then time jumps like 10 years. Mm-hmm. Yo, visibly jarring. I really literally spent for like 2 or 3 episodes. I would spend 20 to 30 minutes trying to figure out who are these people? What is going on? I'm trying to catch up with because they talking about a bunch of stuff. You don't remember everybody's name. So, and they dropping all these names and all this stuff. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? And when you finally catch up and you start figuring, I will tell you one of the biggest downfalls of this season is there's still so much I don't remember or understand because so much stuff happened. There's so many time jumps. There's so many characters that get thrown in. Characters grow up and they have to use different actors, so you don't know who they are. So even down to like me and Pill was arguing about how many kids Rhaenyra had. I'm like, man, she only got 2 kids. He like, nah, she got like 6. And I'm like, nah, nigga, she got 2 and 1 on the way. And like, nah, she really got 12. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, it's hard to keep up because they don't spend enough time. And then like by the end of the season, when you're supposed to care about these young characters, you don't, because they just get thrown in and it's just like, what the hell is going on? But
that's my check I got on my board over there. Luke, Aragon, Aemon, what's her name? Baela. Is it Helena?
I don't fucking know.
Don't get me the line like I know.
And Rhea. They the kids that's supposed to be season 2. But like you just said, and y'all not knowing the names, so it was just hey, we got kids. This is how we're gonna move forward. It sucked. It sucked.
He said it sucked. It sucked.
All
right, I'm trying to see if I can pull this up so that we can see this family tree. I want to see the family. Oh boy. All right. So can I get this in a new tab by itself?
Well, what's the chick name that was with Damon that started running the underground network? That start with an M. Like, is it Marissa?
Yeah, don't get me lying.
But y'all knew
I'm about to say the same thing. Like the little, she like Asian or something like that.
Yeah. What's her name? I can't never pronounce her name.
Don't get me the wrong.
I can't do that either, man.
But hold on, I'm just about the bald head guy from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
She was always, she was trying to start the network. Remember how he had his hand in everything? What was my man, but who ain't had no balls?
Yeah. We're talking about the Greyjoy, Theon Greyjoy.
No. He talking about the little gay dude from from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, with the bald head.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna come back to that in just a second. I kind of want to run through where we are with things. So,
these the kids.
No, this is just a family tree. So we are at Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, here we are. So you got the king.
Yeah.
All right, King Viserys Targaryen.
And his daughter.
Right. So you got his daughter Rhaenyra Targaryen. You got his brother Daemon Targaryen, Maya Sura that gets killed. The Kristen Cole guy. All right, and then that was the wife. Wait a minute. But wait a minute, this ain't right because he got a bunch of kids. Where the fuck is his kids at? See, where's Alicent and King whatever's kids?
That one ain't.
Yeah, that's old, man. I need a newer one that's got more stuff to it. All right. God damn, there's so much to this.
It's crazy. Damn, the Lannisters.
Can we tell me what happened right there with the Jason Lannister and Tyler Lannister? They twins?
Maybe. You got me.
I mean, they the same actor in the show, so. But were they supposed to be twins? That's the one thing I don't get about the Lannister part right there. That's actually in the show like that. He starts off as Jason Lannister, and then he's Tyler Lannister. I'm still lost on that whole thing. I think I missed something.
Yeah. All right, let me pull this down and let me throw this other one up I just found. This is a little bit more accurate, but it doesn't have it don't have the actors on there. It has something else. Hold on, let me see. Which one is it? House of Targaryen, blah, 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 blah. All right, so House of Targaryen family tree. So let me pull this up so y'all can see it. All right. So we have Viserys the first.
Yeah.
And then you got Rhaenyra. Then he's got the High Tower. And then the Aegon the second. And then Aemon. And then Rhaenyra has 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. But it don't make no sense. See, this doesn't even make sense. See, because it says unknown, but it's Daemon Targaryen. So what the hell is going on with that?
No. That's before. You'll get down to it. This is before. Keep going.
All right.
And there you go right there.
Oh.
I don't get it.
These are all her, these are all her kids right here. These are all the kids right here.
So these are her children. It should be a link between her and there should be her and Daemon. See, that should be that. And then all of the kids that come underneath of that should be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't do this right. This looks trash. Huh?
What's at the bottom of that? Let me see.
What you mean, all the way at the bottom?
Yeah.
It takes you through all the way through to the end. Robert Baratheon.
Oh yeah, Stannis Baratheon. Yeah.
Stannis Baratheon. Yeah.
All right.
Renly Baratheon.
Yeah. So all these things we seen before.
So like yeah, so it's even people with official lore getting confused with all of the kids and who's what. I feel like they might have changed a few things from the book to the television show to kind of make things flow a little bit better. But I mean, with the exception of the fact that there's a rocky time jumps, it does keep you engaged because the plot keeps thickening. Like what I mean, whether it's Rhaenyra wanting to get rid of the old husband so she can mess with Daemon Targaryen. The constant fight about who's going to take over the throne. The king deteriorating like a rotten banana. Bro, this dude is getting weirdly ugly throughout the whole thing. I don't understand.
That was hard. That was hard to watch on screen.
Yeah, it was,
man.
It was super nasty.
He did that though.
Yeah,
Game of Thrones fashion. My man took that mask off. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna make him talk to us? Oh wow.
The relationship that was on again, like Daemon Targaryen and his brother, the king, they going at each other like two old girlfriend boyfriend situation. Like they 1 minute they loving each other and hanging out, the next minute they fighting against each other. 1 minute he don't like him, next minute he throwing them out. I'm like, bro, why don't y'all decide where y'all at with this? This is just too much.
They were brothers with two different heads. They were brothers with two different heads. One was passive and the other one was with the shit all the time. So it was like yeah, I mean, he's like, as my brother, we should be thinking the same. And they were butting heads all the time
because of it,
all the time. So
Restore, he did a great job of showing the age of the king throughout the whole season and his emotions as they grew. Mm-hmm. He did a good job with that script, writing that out. And
so all right, I would say give me all of your low points for the season. Pill, why don't you start?
I feel like the biggest low point for me, because I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. The biggest low point for me was the time lapses, the big jumps in time, where it just super confused. Like even like several people had to explain it to me. Like, oh yeah, we jumped like 5 years in the future. Like, huh? Like, yeah, we just jumped 10 more years in the future, and it's like, because going into it, it's like, well, damn, who the hell is this? I'm looking for the little girl. I'm looking for the little girl Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra is not 12 no more. She's 18,
like 30. Yeah, like she's she goes from like 12, then she goes to 18, then she goes to like 30, and then she goes to like 40, and you're like, yo, that's so much time being lapsed here, and there's so much confusion going on. Right.
And it don't explain to you, don't explain to you the kids, don't explain to you when the kids came. It's like, all right, she's 18 with 2 kids. Oh, now she's 30 with 4 kids. Now she's 35 with 3, 4, and 1 on the way. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and then it even took me a while to figure out who the first baby father was. So it was like,
yeah,
what? And so I feel like that was the biggest thing I hated about it. And I felt like if they would have just, I mean, they didn't have to like jump it. They didn't have to do the time jumps that crucial. We might could have gotten 2 more episodes out of the time being jumped like that. You know what I mean? And so I felt like that was the only way to shorten the series to exactly what they wanted it. But I felt like you could have gave me 2 more episodes, and that would have been like perfect. You know what I mean?
That's the only low point you had for the season?
I feel like that's my only low point for the season. I'm okay. I was okay with the season. I hated that it ended the way it ended, as far as the huge disagreement and the huge you know what I mean, the dude dying on the dragon and shit, like, and they ended it with her like exploding, like you see it in her mind is exploding. But by an ending like that, I felt like that's another low for me. But other than that, it was cool.
All right, fam, give me your lows.
I don't think we got enough of Lord Coley's Valerian, but I get it. It would be supposed to just be getting, the Targaryens, but I feel like it was some crucial scenes, unless they plan on giving him another, his own show or re-explain some of the things that happened.
That's what they
I
talking
heard
about.
that. Yeah, I heard that they might be exploring that. I haven't seen like a trailer or any kind of real explanation for it. But yeah, that makes sense.
They talking about giving him a spinoff.
For him and the fleet to be as important as it was towards the story, I definitely feel like they didn't always give enough of that story like they did everybody else. My other low point was Pill just hit everything else on the head. The time thing was too fast for us to get used to so many characters.
Yeah,
And 10 episodes at 48 minutes or 49 minutes sometimes. It just was not anywhere enough. Once you get used to some of the characters, they not gone, but they're technically gone because you got a different mindset at each age. So we had to get used to them 3 different times in 10 shows at the age they was, and we never got enough information about them. We just see how they move. I guess my last low. Dang. Now I'm realizing there ain't that many highs.
You bugging.
Yeah, bro. For me, it really wasn't. It's much of the same over. My low would be that I felt like it was much of the same, and they really didn't go out of the box. They just gave us Game of Thrones with some new things that they wouldn't. That if they had the time to do on Game of Thrones, they probably would have did. And that's just as far as the deaths and the dragons. That's all. So my low didn't go all the way.
My definite low was, I think, Fame, one of the illest points you made is with so many time jumps, we didn't get a chance to understand the person in that time period. So and it brought me back to something you said earlier. We were having a conversation about how Daemon Targaryen grew up. And he went from being super impulsive when he was younger to being more tempered and measured. But you don't see how he got to that place. And it's the same thing with Rhaena, you know what I mean, and Targaryen and certain characters. You can see certain characters, you understood why they ended up calming down and being more responsible. Because in my brain, if I'm looking at the queen that's standing next to the king and he's deteriorating for all of these years, she has to be a caretaker. She has to be patient. She has to be this. She has to be that. So I can understand who she ends up becoming and why she ends up becoming the person that she is, because you see all of the stuff that she has to deal with on a daily basis. You see Rhaena jump out, run around the world. She's sleeping with different dudes. Well, how does she become the person? How does she get to the decision making? Same thing with Daemon Targaryen. As much as we feel like he's tempered, he still does some erratic kind of crazy stuff. There's a point where he grabs his own wife, Rhaena, by the neck and about to kill her. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Messing my head up is Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra, excuse me. Whatever.
Okay.
Rhaenyra
is the queen who was with the
cousin. The cousin that was supposed to be the queen that didn't make it. Right. I'm sorry. Rhaenyra. So, Daemon grabs his own wife and he choking her out at one point, and I'm just like, bro, you bugging. Especially in the time period where you just went through this whole process of trying to make sure that everybody's going to be loyal and everybody's going to do what they got to do, and then you the first person to step out of pocket and do something crazy, and it's just like, bro, what are you doing? So it's like,
the thing about that was she actually liked that. She's twisted up in the head too, where she actually liked that physical abuse. You know what I mean? So it wasn't I wasn't confused by it, because it was oh well, this is something that y'all do on a regular basis. This ain't nothing new.
I will disagree, because I didn't see any indication that was a pleasure point for her.
Exactly. How did you do that?
Yeah, that sounds like Pill making it up on his own. He got his own little freaky thing going on.
Nah. She liked that because she liked that. telling you.
Yeah, right. Like, how did you get to that? Like, you ain't see her smile. It's not like, you know what I mean? There was a picture of her crotch and she gushing. Like, it wasn't none of that. Like, you
she ain't fight back.
She didn't fight
because
back.
he's like
I think she was
100 pounds heavier than her, and he's fought wars. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
what that mean?
And you know he's unpredictable. So the last thing, she's smart enough to know I need to be patient with this because if I tee off on him right now and we're already in the midst of I've already got my throne taken from me. Everybody's kind of all over the place. The last thing she needs to be is erratic. She needs to be rational, calm, and focus. So in that moment, I saw her, and I'm looking at her in my mind. I'm thinking she's choosing not to wild out on him right now. Let me stay calm because he out of his mind right now. Hey, bro, get it together. Like we got shit to do, and I ain't got time to do this with you. I feel like that's what she was conveying in that moment. You know what I mean? But I feel like she definitely took a mental note and was just like, "Oh, all right, you bugging." And like, all right, well, let me keep that in the back of my mind, and I'll deal with you later.
Hell, was there ever something that Damon did for Rhaenyra to really start attaching herself to him like that? Or was that the premises of episode 1 that hey, she got a sparkle in her eye for her uncle?
I think it was just episode 1 where he was like.
Foundation.
He was like showing her, the different things that she's never seen before. You know what I mean? And she was just infatuated. She was infatuated from the first time you saw her.
Well, in addition to that, I would like to add, Daemon Targaryen for her represents the freedom she never had. So she admires him and she loves him because he gets to be the person. I want to be that. I want to just lead the castle, and if I want to fight, I can fight. If I want to go and make love to women, I could do that. If I want to, so like, and he ends up as a person, as a groomer. Hey, this is how you break out. Look, I'm gonna show you how you can get out of the castle. Look, let me show you how you don't have to listen to these people. You can do what you want to do. Like, he's kind of giving her the confidence and giving her information, and then all the way down to the nuanced stuff, like they would have conversations in a different language. They would do different little things that were just between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? So like, this whole series has always been about that connection. I'm talking about from season 1, episode 1. They showed you how they have a different connection from everybody else. Yeah. From the speaking a different language, to him giving her jewelry, to them just being like, every time they're in a room together, they always seem to end up next to each other. They always end up talking to her. Even when he's beefing with her father, she always be like, "Damn, you fucking up, but I'll holler at you later, my nigga. Like, don't forget your girl. Like, come back and holler at me." You know what I mean? It's always been that kind of closeness between the two of them. So I'll just leave that like that. So I would say the last thing, my downside is definitely the time lapse. Definitely the older chick that was supposed to be the queen, when she got on when they was locking her up and she knew they was about to take her out, and then she got her dragon and came and bust in there and did nothing. I was like, what in the... There better be something. I was like, there needs to be something later on to help me understand why.
She gave was super lame. She
Bro,
didn't be the one to start the war. Bro, you could have ended it right then and there.
Right. It wouldn't have been it would have been over.
All done. No season 2. It's a wrap.
And the fact that they did that, and then like they haven't, like, and then the lame excuse come after it, I felt like, that was a huge dropping of the ball. You know what I mean? Because it was a perfect display of power. It was the perfect catching everybody with their pants down. It was perfect. Like, when she came in there, I almost jumped out of the bed, like, oh my God, it's going down right now. I'm like screaming like, ah, and then I'm like, wait a minute, hey, come back. You know what I'm saying? She just turns around and walks out. I'm like, oh no, this ain't for me.
She said it. She said this ain't my war to start.
Then you didn't have to come into the building. You could have just got on your dragon and left. No, the dragon wasn't in the building.
She had to.
Had to what? For what reason? For what reason? For what reason? Had to for what? What was the had to?
She had to make a statement because that was
statement?
That was her position. That was her position. She had to make a statement and saying,
"Nah, it wasn't her position. It was not her position. It was her niece's position to have. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dead. Like you know what I mean? Like that's crazy for you to say, oh man, she was having a nostalgia moment and she just wanted to show niggas. Bitch, you old as hell. Like this ain't even." You know what I mean? And if you wanted to drop your nuts, then drop your nuts. Don't drop your nuts. Like, don't put your pants down and then tuck your balls between your legs. That's just gay. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But if she did, would have burned them up. Driftwood would have that would have been it for them. They'd have been disconnected to the mainland for a long time. They didn't have the power to rule. They wouldn't have did it. They wouldn't have. Nah.
I don't know. But that's anything else y'all want to say? Anything else y'all want to add to this conversation before we get up out of here?
I'm straight.
Fame.
Nah, we covered everything.
What was the kid with the eye patch? What was his name?
That was Eamon, right?
Hold on.
Now you gonna go look it up. Yeah.
Yes, it is Aemon Targaryen. Aemond Targaryen.
Okay. That was one of the characters I didn't like from start.
All the way to his teenage years. Yeah.
Somebody had to be a dick.
Somebody gotta be that person. He had to be the one for the kids. He had to be one antagonist in where the kids for the kids. He had to be the one antagonist.
I feel like he was the one child that knew where he was. He knew what was going on. And he took advantage of it. Where the rest of the kids were playing this whole, we don't want to be, are we famous? Are we royal? That everybody was saying. He was the only person that's like, wait a minute, hold up. I can be in charge of the most. I can have all the power. I could be it. He's the only one that took it serious. He's the only one training. He's the only one, he went after the dragon that he wanted, the big one. Like, yo, he knew he was the only kid that kind of came out the vagina knowing, hey, we got to go take everything over. I ain't playing with none of y'all. Y'all think this a game. This ain't no game for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to do whatever I got to do. He played.
That definitely was. It wasn't his dragon to claim. It wasn't. I mean, it was just bad. It was bad all the way around.
Yeah. All the way around.
Yeah. Yep. All right. With that being said, we can't wait to any predictions for season 2. Let's get this going so I can get up out of here. Season 2 predictions.
I can't give you any because it's so House of the Dragon is so up in the air and it's so unpredictable that I can't. One thing I knew for sure, there's going to be a war. There's going to be a war. It's just when and how we strategize for the war. I can't tell you.
And we will see the return of Laenor. Hopefully in season 2.
We'll see.
I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
The Rhaenyra's husband, the gay guy that rode off in a boat with his lover.
He's coming back? That's your prediction that he's coming back?
I mean,
you ain't never gonna see him again.
3? Nah, he's got to. He's ahead of Driftwood.
All right. See, y'all playing. My prediction for season 2 is this. Eye Patch Boy is gone. They are getting rid of Eye Patch Boy season 2, episode 1. He's out of here. Mom Dukes ain't letting it slide. That's number 1. And number 2, you know what I'm saying? The Hightower family, your days is numbered, baby. It's definitely going down. Now, the Valyrian family is gonna make a move. I'm telling you. The Valerian family's gonna make a move for that throne. You know what I mean? And they'll probably wait until, you know, Big Mama come and kill everybody and take her place, and then they'll probably like try to do something right when she starts dropping her guard. They probably gonna make a move. I just see that coming. But what were you about to say? Somebody's about to say something.
I said, well, technically, they don't know who killed her son yet. They don't.
You don't know that.
Don't know. I read that the way they found out. The way they found out is that her son's head washed up on the shore, and Damien was standing there. They don't know who killed him. They just know that he's dead. They know for a fact that he's dead. They just don't know how he died.
And if I know the high towers, they're gonna spend that.
Of course, and they gotta spend that. So I'm just saying,
there's no way of spending it because all they got to do is send. They're gonna send. Hold on, let me finish. They're gonna send somebody back to the kingdom where they sent the little boy, and they're gonna be like, "Look, bro, he came here. We told him to get out. You know what I'm saying? And hey, his cousin ran right behind him." That's it. They're gonna dry snitch. It's dead. It was a whole court full of people that seen old boy with the eye patch run down on him, and they said, "Hey, bro, let him leave." As soon as he left, he went out the door. Yeah, it's dry snitch. Because why? It's dry snitching season. Because I don't want my kingdom to get destroyed because this little nigga went wild.
Yeah, that would be the only way. Because that would be the only way is because even when they was about to beef inside the kingdom, he was like, "No, not in my house."
Right?
No, not in my house. He was like, "No, there will be no bloodshed in my house."
The king gone. All they got is Driftmark. Damon and Rhaenyra ain't got no backup across that sea. That's all they got is their 3 dragons or 2.
No. They got more than 3 dragons. They got 3 dragons plus you got to remember the Valyrians have 2 dragons, and then they got 3 wild dragons, and they got some eggs. So that's what Damon was saying. Damon was like, "Bro, we have the tactical advantage. We have more dragons than they have. Plus, we have the whole Valyrian army behind us, and we got ships. We can literally run down on the land and get what they want."
And then you forgetting
that Damon's gonna go crazy and try to take it all over and become king.
You forgetting the houses that are actually backing Rhaenyra. Like the Stark house is backing, the Baratheon house is backing them.
We don't know what's going to happen yet.
I don't know because that was the end of that was the whole purpose of the episode, to find out who's going to be loyal and who wasn't. And there was the only people that we saw was that one scene with the kids. So we don't know if the other kingdoms were backing them up. So we don't know. They didn't confirm yet. So that's going to be a discussion for season 2. I definitely feel like there's going to be some split decision making going on, man. I feel like the whole kingdom's going to be split in half, and then I don't feel like there's going to be some all out war. I just feel like there's going to be some spot fighting, and then some strategic people are going to get killed, and that's just going to be the game, baby. And you also got to remember the way that the Hightower family like came with the plan after the king was dead. Yo, there was a lot of people in that court that wasn't really feeling that. Like, yo, nigga, what y'all doing? Like, why? Now they was like, nah, why are we doing this? Like, this is not how we get down, bro. Like, that whole thing, that I feel like there's a lot more support in that court than they know about, and it's just trying to get the people connected so that they can handle the situation. The Hightowers, because you got to remember, they're not an old family. They was just some commoners that was given a good job, and she was just some pussy they laid up in. So, like, yo,
but don't forget, you know what I mean? Count Larys out. My man's with the little leg and everything. Don't count.
Yeah.
Whoever's in that court that needs to be taken out. Just like the fire that they started with the whole kingdom. Yeah. What do you say? He burnt the whole kingdom over what? Why he burn the whole kingdom?
Just so he could look at Shorty feet. Ain't that something? That's just nasty. That's just nasty. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we are out of here. We're gonna check y'all next time, man. Hey, drop in the comments and tell us, what your predictions are for season 2 and what your highs and lows of the season were. And we out. Peace.